In our previous class, we have studied about the meaning of database, what is data, what is information, what is applications of database, and also we have studied about the different data processing, that is manual data processing and computerized data processing, and also the data processing cycle, the different stages in data processing cycle, that is data input, data processing, storage, output and communication. So today we are going to learn about a concept that is DBMS, that is Database Management System. Before knowing the meaning of DBMS, let us see the meaning of database. Database, as I told you in a previous class, is an organized collection of logically related data. And data is nothing but its raw facts. Data can be in the form of text, graphics, images, sound, videos. So coming to the meaning of database management system is nothing but a software package for defining and managing a database. Let us see the different terms used in database. Here we have a customer table. A customer, first we'll see what is the meaning of table. A table is a collection of data elements organized in terms of rows and columns. A table is also known as relation. The other name for table is relation. And here the table name is customer, and you have different columns like first name, last name, address, city, age. And there are rows, different rows are there. There are nearly 8 rows are there. And let us see the meaning of each of these items in the customer table. The column names, that is the first name, last name, address, city, age, they are called as field. Field is also, each column is identified by distinct header called as field. So what are these rows in this table known as? The rows in this table is also known as records, or it is known as tuple. Each row in the table is known as record. The other name for record is tuple. Domain. So domain is the set of values for an attribute in that column. Attribute is the first name, last name, address, city, age. All these are the attributes for a particular customer. So all the details, that is each column details, is called as domain. So the customer is known as entity. Entity means it's an object, such as it can be a table name or a person name. So in order to revise the same concept to make it clear, we would like to repeat the meaning of each items in the table. First we'll see the meaning of table. Table means it's a collection of data elements organized in terms of rows and columns. The other name for table is relation. And record is nothing but each row in the table is known as record. The other name for record is tuple. Field. Field, each column is being identified by a distinct header called as a field, or it is also known as attribute. Domain. Domain is nothing but the set of values of each column is known as domain. An entity. Entity is nothing but the object. It can be an object such as a table or a form. Then we call it as an entity. So these are different terms we use in a database. So coming to the meaning of DBMS, already I told DBMS is a software. What this software does is it will allow creation, definition, manipulation of database. Some examples of popular DBMS are MySQL, Oracle, Microsoft Access, etc. See the features of database system. In case if they ask characteristics of database system or the advantages of database system, you have to write the same answer. There are seven features of database system. The first one is controlling data redundancy, second one backup and recovery, third enforcing data integrity, fourth data sharing, fifth one is easy of application development, and the sixth is data security, and the seventh is multiple user interface. Let us learn about each of these features of database system in detail. The first one is controlling data redundancy. Controlling data redundancy means during database design, various files are integrated and each logical data item is stored at a central location. So in this case, here if you are seeing this table over here, the 01 doctor ID, again you have got 01, again 01, the same data is been repeated here 3 times, and again 02 is been repeated 2 times. So this leads to duplication of data. So in case of database design, since the database design has been stored in a centralized location, this will eliminate this duplication, that is replicating the data item in different files. The same data will not be repeated in different files. It will be only once it will be stored. So this ensures consistency and it will also save the storage space. This example also you can see SA001 department code, sales, and the department head Paul. These details have been repeated 4 times, and again account 08, this details has been repeated 3 times. So this becomes a redundant data in table, and this leads to confusion. In order to avoid this confusion in the database system, it will be written only once and the duplication will be avoided in case of database. The next feature is backup and recovery. Backup and recovery will describe the process of creating and storing copies of data that can be used to protect organization against data loss. In sometimes in RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System, failure occurs during transaction. In that case, a recovery subsystem will revert back the database to a state so that the transaction will resume it will start from the beginning, the transaction from the point it was interrupted, so that its complete effect can be recorded in the database. This can occur due to hardware or software failures. Still the recovery system can get back the entire database. That is, if there is a backup of that same data, you can recover the data and the data will not be lost. The next feature is enforcing data integrity. In database approach, enforcing data integrity is much easier. Data integrity refers to the validity of the data. The validity of the data should be accurate and should be consistent and it should be reliable. And data integrity constraints can be enforced automatically by the database management system, and others may have to be checked by the application programs. For example, in this table, that is department table and the employee table, the integrity constraints will be framed. For example, the department number, each value in the department number column must match the value in the department number column of the department table. That is that in department table, that is, this is department table and this is the employee table. Whatever the department number in the department table and the department number in the employee table must match. Otherwise, the data will become then an error might occur. Again, there is one more integrity constraint, that is each value in the DNAME column must be unique. That is DNAME, that is department name, should be different. That is research, sales, HR, finance, each name should be different. It should not repeat the same name. This will lead to duplication. Again, here you can see the employee name. The constraint given for that, the integrity constraint, each row must have a value for the employee name. So you should not leave blank for none of these values, because it should contain a value. That is the constraint. And each row must have a value for the employee number, and the value must be unique. See, the employee number should be unique for each of the employee. It should not repeat the same number. That is the constraint. In case if it repeats, it will show the error that the employee number is repeated. Again, yes, salary. For the salary constraint, that is integrity constraint, will be each value in the salary column must be less than 10,000. So the amount what is being given to the employee should be less than 10,000. That is the integrity constraint. If it is more than 10,000 has been entered, then you will get a message. So these are some of the integrity constraints that will be enforced automatically by the DBMS. Data sharing. The data stored in a database can be shared among multiple users or the application programs. Moreover, new applications can be developed to use the same stored data. Due to the shared data, it is possible to satisfy the data requirements of the new application without having to create any additional data or with minimal modification. So a data will be stored in one place, in centralized place, and the data will be used by multiple users or the application programs. Any new applications are developed, then that application also will use the same data. For example, here there is different departments: personnel department, accounts department, loan department. All these departments are using the same data, the data that has details about the employees, checking account, saving account, installment loans, mortgage loans, data files. All the data will be stored in this one place, and the data will be used by different departments, that is multiple users, or the applications also can use the data. Easy of application development. Easy of application development means the application programmer needs to develop the application program according to the user needs. The other issues like concurrent access, security, data integrity, etc. can be handled by the DBMS itself. This makes the application development an easier task. The next feature is data security. The DBMS also provides security to the database. The database security can be provided only by authorized user, and only the authorized user can access the data at permitted time. Most DBMS allow different levels of access privilege to be identified for each field in the database, and defining the actions that a specific user or a group can perform. And it also provides security tools such as user codes and passwords to access the database. Different checks can be established for each type of access, that is, for example, addition, modification, deletion, etc. to a piece of information in the database. The next feature of database system is multiple user interface. In order to meet the needs of various users having different technical knowledge, DBMS provides different types of interface such as query language, application program interface, graphical user interface that includes a form style, or it can be a menu driven interface. So here you can see a DBMS, that is student management software. This software has been used by different management like attendance management, student fee management, examination management, transport management, library management, hostel management, ID cards, certificate generation, and homework class activities. So DBMS is a software where this software is used by multiple users, and the data stored will be in one place, and it can be accessed by different users. And here is another example, that is employee management system. A database is stored in one place, in a centralized place, and the data can be used by the payroll module or attendance module, holiday module, performance module, and shift management module. So the same data is used by multiple user. So these are the different features of DBMS. The features or characteristics or advantages, all the three are same. So in order to revise the different features of DBMS, that is controls data redundancy, enforcing data integrity, data sharing, easy of application development, data security, multiple user interface, backup and recovery. These were the different features of DBMS that we have learned today.